Candace Owens recently went into Destiny's own home and absolutely destroyed him in a bait, destroyed all of his woke talking points, clowned on Destiny for being, a 35-year-old man with the certain beliefs that he has. We all saw that video. But then afterwards, Candace Owens actually went on the Fresh and Fit podcast and on her own show, which I'll show you in 1 second. And as you can see from this tweet right here from Del Groip, it says, Candace Owens clowns on Destiny on her Fresh and Fit appearance. This was right after she went on Destiny's show, in Destiny's own home, debated Destiny and absolutely shredded him in all of their debates. Anyway, let's get into this clip here from Candace Owens destroying Destiny on the Fresh and Fit podcast.
She's had a long day. She had to debate Destiny earlier.
Yes.
That's pain.
It wasn't even a debate. He was just debating himself. He was just going in circles and debating weird things where I'm like, out-of-state tuition is 30K. He's like, no, it's not. It's gonna be contrarian. Let me look it up. And I'm like, and he's like, it's 30K. And then he was like, oh, well, that's just out of state. And I'm like, that's what I said. I think you're talking so fast you can't even hear yourself. And you're keep like moving. What are you even debating? Like, do you really care this much about like the price of out-of-state tuition? Like, I asked him, I said, what do you actually...
He's a professional contrarian.
Yeah, I'm like, all you're just doing is like, whatever someone says, you say the opposite, like a chat GPT, I'm like, it's raining. He's like, it could be snowing if you're sitting outside or something. I'm like, okay, does that mean anything to you? Like, have some substance, you're a 35-year-old man.
I respect Destiny, I get along with him, but he's definitely a professional contrarian.
Yeah,
I've told him this a million times. You argue to argue Destiny, goddammit.
And if he was 20, I would be fine with it. But I'm just like, you're a 35-year-old man, dude. Like, believe something. Right? I don't even care if something I disagree with. Say it with some hair on your chest. Get out of these, like, this outfit that you're wearing. You're dyeing your hair. It's like, this is not 35-year-old man shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. It didn't end well. I think he got pretty upset, but I just... I wish him well. I want everybody to find substance in their life. But at 35 as a grown man, 2 marriages, open marriages, it's like...
By the way, I've been seeing a lot of people talk about Candace Owens going on Fresh and Fit, going into Destiny's house and destroying him. Candace Owens has been on a, kind of, it feels like a revenge tour recently. And a lot of people have been saying that this is kind of Candace Owens preparing to leave the Daily Wire. Let me know in the comments if you guys think that. Because for a while, she wasn't going on shows. You wouldn't see Candace Owens on Fresh and Fit for a while. And, I actually have some, connects with Fresh and Fit. And I know that they have been trying to get Candace Owens on their show for a while. And she's going on shows like the Whatever podcast. But she wouldn't go on shows like with Destiny, in his own apartment. She wouldn't go to the Fresh and Fit podcast, but now she's going on all these shows all at the same time while she's like heavily disagreeing with Ben Shapiro and the rest of the Daily Wire on the Middle East war. So do you think this is kind of Candace Owens preparing her own way and possibly Candace Owens preparing to leave the Daily Wire? Let me know in the comments.
You gotta, no, I'm not even trying to disrespect him. That's just a fact. That's a Wikipedia page fact, and it's like, people don't follow people and don't listen to people whose lives you wouldn't want. That's what I would say to everybody. And he plays to young people who just want somebody to reinforce their bad ideas. And I'm never going to do that because he did comment on me doing something like this and was like just defending people that had bad lifestyles. And I'm like, why would you want girls to have a bad lifestyle? You're pretending that I'm the monster. I'm sitting across from these people saying like, you're worth more. You can do better. No matter what you've done, your life can change. Don't do this. Yeah. And you think you're the hero for being like, oh, Candace doesn't understand. Maybe these girls is what they want. It's like, no, you're a predator in my book. Like...
Yeah, you're lying to these girls, telling them that their past doesn't matter, that they can just do whatever they want and not get treated, unseriously, and just go find a great, millionaire, perfect husband that they all want. And it's like, you're just lying to them. You're just selling them a dream that they're never going to be able to achieve. So shout out to Candace, man. I've definitely disagreed with a lot of things that Candace Owens has said in the past. And, I've made fun of her quite a bit on YouTube. But recently, I can't disagree with anything she's saying. Everything that she's saying is completely spot on. So shout out to Candace Owens, not just for, her appearance on Fresh and Fit and debating Destiny, but everything that she's been saying recently. She's been dropping a lot of red pills, and hopefully it's carrying over to her audience. But then she also went on the Daily Wire on the Candace Owens podcast and talked about her appearance on Fresh and Fit and talked about her debate with Destiny. Let's check out this clip here from the Candace Owens podcast.
The majority of them are not in a relationship, or if they are in one, it's a very new relationship, so we don't know if it's going to be successful, but we have an idea. And I was very struck by the fact that, well, not really struck, it makes sense, the majority of these girls, all of them actually, did not grow up with a father in the home. It's, of course, makes sense why they don't like men and why they have turned to these sorts of careers. But there was one girl that really stood out to me, and her name was Kayla, and she shared her story, and her story was very sad. Take a listen.
If you enjoy videos like this one, then please hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. It really does help me out a ton. Let's get back to the video.
You mean like hookup culture?
Right.
Yeah, like hooking up with a lot of guys.
Like when Tinder first came out, I think I was like 16 years old, trying to find a boyfriend.
On Tinder?
Yeah, I grew up in a very small town in Michigan.
Whatever happened to high school?
Like I said, I grew up in a very small town.
Okay.
And did you think like having sex with them would bring you a relationship sort of a thing?
I just thought that's like what you did, like if you wanted to be in a relationship with somebody.
I don't think that's when you're 16, your brain's not developed, and I think a lot of young women think that when they're young, and so I totally get that, especially with culture telling you all the time that it's like do this, and maybe he'll want you. When did you have how old were you when you had a child?
I had her when I was 20.
Okay, so quite young.
Yeah.
And was that a long-term relationship leading up to it, or?
So I met him when I was a stripper. So he met me at the strip club when I was like just getting off drugs, and so I was like looking for a way out. I was staying in like a drug house and everything.
Yeah. What drug were you addicted to?
Cocaine.
Okay.
So, and he was a pimp. I like found out after like he took me out to eat or whatever that he was a pimp. So I stuck with him for a couple of weeks, like staying in a hotel, and then like I got put on probation. So like he was still the only person like paying for my phone bill and stuff like that. So I just stuck with him, and then like later on he just told me like he loved me and he wanted me to be his girlfriend. So I was just like, okay. And this is when I was 19. So.
Yeah, so you're very young. Did you grow up with a dad in your house?
My dad died when I was 11.
Okay, that's very interesting.
Yeah.
This is sad.
Thanks for sharing that. Yeah, no, it's, I mean, there's a very clear pipeline that happens, and I think it's actually really great that you're sharing it, because you know, the worst thing is when people pretend this is like an amazing lifestyle and it's like I had every option available to me.
I don't condone like girls doing OnlyFans or anything. Like I do it, but like I just do it because it also allows me to be like a full-time. I am a single mom. No child support, no benefits, nothing like that. And like it allowed me to stop prostituting, because like obviously I was like a prostitute. So
I'm really grateful that you shared that. I think it takes a lot to talk about that.
No, for sure. And this is why I like to come on like shows and stuff to spread like what I've been through.
I also want to be clear that Kayla.
Well, I like to go on shows to get more OnlyFans subscribers. It's like, yeah, bro, the thing sounds absolutely horrible, but we all know that the only reason why you're on these shows and why you're sharing the story and putting yourself out there, like, it's just to get more OnlyFans subscribers. Like we all know this. You know, it is a really sad story, but it's not like, I mean, as far as I know from that clip there, doesn't look like, from the clip that Candace Owens played, it doesn't look like she's trying to change her life around. She looks like she's trying to get some more OnlyFans subscribers. You know, so she doesn't have to prostitute anymore. Like, come on, man. It's not some noble, brave thing.
Shared that she had been sober from drinking and abusing any drugs for 3 years, which I thought was amazing. And I really encouraged her in that direction, because she needs to hear that she's doing well. She is doing well. She's taking steps to make her life better, at least. And she very much understands that she is leaning on OnlyFans, not because she thinks it's the right decision. It's not the right decision. Of course, it's not a good decision to sell your body, but because she has no other economic means. And this is why I really enjoyed these women, as opposed to the women that I sat down with on the Whatever podcast, who were approaching the topic as if it was a no-brainer, that it was all about money. They're making tons of money. These guys are idiots. And they didn't understand that while I very much completely know what it must feel like to be broke all the time, especially in today's economy, it sucked when I was broke growing up, that they're in the fast lane, but the fast lane ends very quickly, which is to say that everything seems amazing and fast and like so much money when you're young. Then what happens, of course, is they're going to get older, and then what you're going to have is younger OnlyFans model that are making more money. And of course, men are not going to want to date women that have that sort of a resume, which is the point that Fresh and Fit make to these young ladies. Like, why would any guy want to date you?
Of course, like something that Myron always says all the time is, you know, fast money comes with slow problems. So if you go for the fast money route of being a prostitute, or, you know, starting OnlyFans like that girl did, and it's going to come with slow problems. Eventually your looks are going to fade, and yeah, you're going to have made money, you're going to have scraped by and stuff like that. But then when your looks fade and nobody wants to subscribe to your OnlyFans, nobody cares about you for your looks anymore, then you have no skills left, you know? So you better hope that you make a ton of money, and while you're not developing any skills and your looks are deteriorating, because once those looks are gone, you have nothing left. So once again, shout out to Candace Owens for going on shows like Fresh and Fit, for going on Destiny show and stuff like that, to, you know, dispel a lot of the rumors, dispel a lot of the beliefs that are put out there, but also just say some base stuff, man. Like you got to give a shout out to Candace Owens. She's been saying some red pills recently. Anyway, let me know in the comments what you guys are thinking about this clip here from the Candace Owens podcast, but also Candace Owens going on Fresh and Fit and clowning on Destiny. Once again, let me know in the comments what you're thinking about this whole thing. If you did enjoy the video, please leave a like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I hope to see you guys on the next one.